the LG V20 user here, and today I'm doing the video on the ZTE Blade X2 Max. So this one, maybe from the Crooked Wireless, and the specs have been revealed. So yeah, I'm on running.com here. So let's check out the ZTE Blade X2 Max. Alright. So it says here, ZTE's nightmare might technically be over, as a catastrophic ban on all U.S. imports was lifted once the company reached a costly settlement with the Department of Commerce. The high-end Exxon 9 Pro proves the smartphone manufacturer is not ready to throw in the towel in Europe, but it remains to be seen exactly what's coming to North America by the end of the year. Anyone remember a mid-range ZTE Blade X2 Max rendered all the way back in February en route to prepaid carrier Crooked Wireless? So this ZTE Blade X2 Max first got leaked out back in February. Holy hell! So it's been about 7 months, you know. And I think I did a video about this phone before. I think I did a video about this phone before. I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. But believe it or not, that thing may still be on the table, as suggested by newly unearthed FCC regulatory documents. So this ZTE Blade X2 Max could see daylight. It could see it. Time will tell. While the company originally filed the paperwork on March 23rd, several revealing docs only became publicly available last week. Incredibly enough, these include both external and internal photos of the unreleased device, as well as a complete user's manual. The latter contains a full spec sheet with plenty of interesting stuff listed there for what we expect to be very reasonable price. The highlight is undoubtedly a massive 4080 mAh battery, rated up to 30 hours of endurance between charges and continuous talk time. So the ZTE Blade X2 Max is going to have 4080 mAh battery. So that's a big ass battery. Like the first gen Blade X Max, which is still sold by Cricket starting at a crazy low $80, the ZTE Blade X2 Max will sport a large 6-inch display with Full HD resolution and the conventional 16:9 aspect ratio. So the Blade X Max, the Blade X2 Max is going to have the same 6-inch display, Full HD, 16:9 screen. So no 18:9 here. But somehow the Blade X2 Max is lighter, slightly narrower, and thinner than its predecessor, while retaining a rear-mounted fingerprint scanner and doubling the number of cameras mounted on its back. You are looking at 16 megapixels and 2 megapixel imaging sensors this time around, as well as a decent 8 megapixel selfie shooter. So the ZTE Blade X2 Max has dual cameras on back, 16 and 2 megapixels, and it also has an 8 megapixel front facing camera. It also has a fingerprint sensor on back. Running Android 8.8 Oreo on the software side of things, the ZTE Blade X2 Max doesn't look like an amazing multitasker. With 2 GB of RAM on board, but you could definitely do worse than a 32 GB internal storage space and microSD card slot setup. So it has Android 8.0 Oreo, 32 GB of storage, and 2 GB of RAM. Still, it's important to remember There are no guarantees that this thing will ever see the light of day, but ZTE became popular in the US thanks primarily to ultra affordable handsets sold through prepaid operators like Cricket, so the odds arguably seem in favor of an impending Blade X2 Max release. So we don't know if this one's gonna get released. It might get released. This is obviously gonna be a budget phone, obviously. So let's look at some pictures of the Blade X2 Max. So this is the back of the Blade X2 Max, and it's glossy, as you guys can see right there. You guys see the dual camera setup. The camera flash any fingerprint sensor on back. It has like a glossy back to it, and it kind of reminds me of the ZTE Blade Z Max on Metro PCS. It kind of reminds me of that, except for this one has a glossy back and the Blade Z Max does not. So that thing's gonna be a fingerprint magnet. On the right side of the Blade X2 Max, you guys have volume button and your power button there. Oops. On the left side, you'll have your Summon micro SD card slot there on the left side. On the bottom of the Blade X2 Max, you guys have a Type-C charger and microphone. On top, you have a headphone jack, which is in a weird place, in my opinion. There's the front of the Blade X2 and the Blade X2 Max. Y'all guys have the front there. Y'all guys have a front-facing camera, earpiece, your 6-inch display there. It's 16:9 screen. Buttons there. You can have back, home, and recents, or recents, home, and back. So you guys can switch up these two buttons on the sides there. So yeah, and obviously the home button is the home button. You can't do nothing with that. There's the front of it, guys. There's the back of it. It looks like it's available in blue. It might be in blue. It might be, but to me it looks black. Might be like a dark blue color. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it tells you, you know, you get the flash, dual camera lens, and fingerprint sensor. On the front, it tells you guys where everything is. You know, you do have Type-C, obviously. It is basically showing you guys around the phone and stuff like that. I think you do have a noise cancellation microphone on top. I think you do. That's the back of it again. So yeah, that's what the phone looks like to me. It looks like a Blade Z Max on Metro PCS, except for this one has like a glossy back to it. The Blade Z Max has a matte finish on the back. This one has a glossy back to it, so this is gonna be a fingerprint magnet. The Blade X Max had a glossy back to it as well, so this one ain't no different. This is basically a Blade Z Max for Cricket Wireless. It's basically what it is. Basically what it is, a Blade Z Max. And basically a Blade Z Max with Oreo. Yeah, basically a Blade Z Max with Oreo, basically what it is. Yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, this is what the Blade X2 Max looks like. There are some slightly differences between the two, the Blade X2 Max and the Blade X Max. This one has Oreo and 4080 milliamp battery. The Blade X Max has Nougat and 3800 milliamp battery, something like that. It's something like that. It's a big battery in the Blade X Max, somewhere in the mid 3000s in terms of battery and whatnot. Has dual camera setup on back. The Blade X Max also had dual cameras on back as well. But this is basically a Blade Z Max for Cricket Wireless. Basically what it is. Basically a Blade Z Max with the glossy back to it, Oreo and whatnot. It has a 16:9 screen. So there is no 18:9 screen here. So that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. It says that this phone's gonna be reasonably priced. I'm going to say less than 200 bucks. I'm gonna say less than 200 bucks for this phone, just because it's less than. I'm gonna say less than 200 bucks for this phone. The max price I would say this phone would be 200 bucks, but this phone's gonna be less than 200 bucks if it does come out to Crooked Wireless. I mean, the phone looks nice and whatnot, except for it's gonna be a fingerprint magnet, obviously, so do be prepared for that. It's basically a Blade Z Max, but with the glossy back to it. It's basically what it is. So basically, I guess what ZTE did was they basically redesigned the Blade Z Max and slapped just slapped like a glossy back to it. Just slapped, you know. Especially what this is, guys, a Blade Z Max for Crooked Wireless with the glossy back, Oreo, 4080 mAh battery. So yeah, I don't know when this phone will be released. I don't even know if this phone's gonna get I don't even know if this phone's gonna see the light of day. So this phone may never exist. May never, who knows? Who knows? The specs on the hair are pretty good in my opinion. I mean, this is a budget phone, so you do keep that in mind. I like the fact that it has a 6-inch display, big battery, 4080 milliamps, Android Oreo 8.0, Type C, WIN, fingerprint sensor, WIN. I wish it had an 18:9 screen though. I wish it had an 18:9 screen. I wish it did. I'm just saying. I wish it did. I like the fact it has 32 gigabytes of storage, which isn't too bad. It does have a micro SD card slot. It takes a nano SIM card. And yeah, I mean, the phone looks nice and whatnot. It looks very nice, but the back of it's gonna be a fingerprint magnet. It's gonna be a fingerprint magnet, guys. So do keep that in mind. It's basically a Blade Z Max for Crooked Wireless. So yeah, what did you guys think about the Blade X2 Max for Crooked Wireless? Do you guys think it's gonna come? What do you guys think about the specs and what are your guys' thoughts about the Blade X2 Max? You know what I'm saying? And if it does come to Crooked Wireless, if it does come to Crooked Wireless, are you guys gonna get this phone? Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I keep saying, it's basically a Blade Z Max for Crooked Wireless. Basically what it is. So yeah, that's the phone right there, and I suggest you guys check out this article and check out the specs and check out the pictures of this phone, because you know it has pretty good specs on it. I mean, this is a budget phone, so it has good specs on it, and I do think this phone's gonna cost less than 200 bucks. Less than 200 bucks. I do think so. So yeah. So that's pretty much it there, guys. So if you guys enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, guys. If you let me out a lot, please rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching my video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.